Do, 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 do. There's a specific song I want to listen to, so I'm going to put that on and then hit shuffle. I don't know if I have either one of those. Those were good picks for putting on. I'm going to do this song. Adjust this to being smaller. Turn on shuffle. Can I turn it down a little more? Come on. I'm pushing my mouth. Dude, I need to turn down my sensitivity sometimes. There we go. We're going for it. Also, did you guys like that? Cracking a cold one for the boys. Is Witchet on? He is not on. This song's such a good song. Me and my brother were talking about it earlier. I'm so glad that he brought it up so I can put it on the playlist. But how are you guys doing today? I am having a interesting day. Oh, come on. There we go. Maybe I should not have turned the music down. It's kind of hard to hear over that. There we go. That's like perfect. Taking a swig of the Baja Blast. Oh, and I forgot I can't pick up other people's drops anymore. That used to be a thing. You used to be able to pick up other people's drops. But we're jamming, we're vibing. I got measured for tuxes, so that was cool. I just realized I don't think the tux lady ever asked for my phone number. Doesn't matter, I haven't paid her yet, so. But it's gonna be quite a bit to rent those tuxes. Kind of bummer. Boop, 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 boop. Trying to find a job. Having car problems too. My car's having broken issues, I think. It's leaking a lot of oil, so I gotta go buy oil for it. Fill it up with oil before I drive it to my dad's place and have my dad check it out and diagnose what's wrong with it, and then I buy the stuff to fix it. Because it is... I need to make sure that car does not die. If that car dies, I am royally screwed. Like, I don't think people understand how screwed I would be if that car dies. Epic Rabbit, Sob. on fire. Every day, I am a soul on fire. Ooh, that was a bit of a hiccup. Sorry, that was gross. I'm disgusting. Oh, you're lurking? Poggers. So you can hear me? You can hear me? Are you the one person watching? Poggers. I don't know how long today's stream gonna be, because normally I don't stream on Saturdays, but I'm trying to, you know, get back into the swing. I won't be streaming tomorrow. That's for sure. I'm gonna spend the day with my family. And probably fix my car. Because that would be bad. Here I am, a soul on fire. This is third day grace, right? Third day? Yeah. Oof. You know, how far am I? A little over 300 Svens away. It's 9 o'clock. If I went to midnight, I would be under 200 Svens away. Well, I'm over 300 right now. It's not bad. And then on Monday, I can finish up my Svens. No, Monday is actually the foraging update. So I kind of want to be done with Svens by Monday. Ooh. Monday. Super Bowl Monday. Also, I should probably get the, get that foraging hat. Well, I think actually it only works on weekends. It rotates, so it could be foraging. The frog hat. Through the carnival. I should go through the carnival and get all the hats, is what I'm trying to say. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. I don't recall enjoying any of the mini games, although the Minesweeper one wasn't bad. I don't really have any stories. I went into town, had lunch with friends, got suited for my brother's wedding, then came home, invited some people to the guild, tried to help out a couple of new players get started, and now I'm just kind of vibing. Having a good day. Watched a bit of the news. It do be like that. That's about it. Thought I'd whip up the stream. I did get a girl to add me on Discord. That was cool. We're gonna see how that pans out. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to start drawing again because she likes to draw. So maybe I should start drawing so we can have something in common. The extent I'd go. I finished a whole bunch of projects recently. Trying to work on myself. I'm trying to make myself a better person. A more attractive candidate. Not attractive as in look-wise, but like in skill set. And personality. So. Trying to be more on top of the ball. Did some stuff. Set up a shelf. I built like a little shelf for all of our power tool chargers, all our DeWalt chargers. My brother likes it, so that's huge. Took pictures of a whole bunch of different projects I've built and like finished. And I took pictures of those so that if any girls are like, oh, well, what do you do? It's like, well, I build stuff with my hands. I keep bees, I build stuff with my hands. And in my spare time, I play video games. So I can, like, start off with, like, you know, I do productive things, but I'm still a gamer. Yeah. Make myself seem more appealing. I don't know. I need to get a job. I need to go in, try and get a job somewhere. Everywhere that I tried to apply, like, I had an interview recently, and I knew one of the interviewers, and he just made me look bad in front of the other two. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? You're sabotaging me. I don't think he wants me to work with him, to be fair. But, like, come on. You're making me look bad. Probably would have only worked it until I found a job that I enjoyed more, but, you know. Right now, I just kind of need a job, bro. He did inform me that there's different opportunities coming up for other departments that might be more my style. So I'll have to look into that. Because one of those is you work weekends, but then you get weekdays off. So you work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but I need Sundays off. That is the one day a week where my brothers get off that I can spend with my brothers and my parents. So, you know, that's a no-go. But then only working Friday, Saturday, you know, there were 12-hour days, work 24 hours, do two 12s, work 24 hours in a week. But I think they're 10s. I think it's 2 10s. Which I still wouldn't be against. 20-hour work week. And then work part-time during the weekdays. And then work part-time on Friday and Saturday. I wouldn't be against. That would not be a bad deal. Right? That might be the play. Also, I don't qualify for unemployment, which really sucked. Because things would be I'd be in a lot better situation if the government would have let me get unemployment. They're like, no, you don't qualify. It's like, you're cringe, I'm unemployed. But whatever. Big L. Oh, there's a siren going off. Odd. What are you guys? Any of you guys got any stories, anything you want to mention to try and get my little noodle cooking? I'm gonna start waking up really early this next week for VBS. Vacation Bible School. I'm volunteering. I'm a helper. This playlist only has 154 songs. It really needs to be more like 300. It needs to be twice the size so I can get some good variety. Are you serious? Oh wait, I need to do. Oh, I did. Okay. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. To the cathedrals. Just me, Zinger, and the librarian. Says T-girl. Doubt that it's a real girl, dude. No one on the internet that talks to me is actually female. Unless... otherwise. And Woodshed. True, Woodshed's here. Woodshed's a dude. Woodshed can confirm is guy. But yeah, women don't talk to me typically. They find me repulsive. It's all in my personality, man. They don't like my personality. No, you just haven't found the right one. Trust. You have more faith in me than my mother. Oh, Tristan recommended this song to me. My borther. That's really sad. It kind of is. I think my mom's given up on me for the time being. Especially since I'm unemployed. My mom's like, no woman wants an unemployed man. I'm like, you know what? That kind of hurts. One of my buddies who got married recently to one of my church members. Actually, technically, let me rephrase this. A church member I know has a husband who is now my buddy. And he was unemployed when they first met. I believe. But I need a part-time job so I can have some cash inflow. I see there's still hope for you. Maybe. A lot of people say I have a problem where I don't think before I speak, which is true in some cases, but I have a pretty good filter because sometimes I go to say something and I'm gonna, you know what? Not gonna say that. Not gonna say that. That's not gonna do anything productive for any of us in this conversation. I'm gonna just shut up. It happens not as often as it should, but it does. It does. It's usually when I'm thinking of like something that would be really hilarious and funny to say, but it is like the most opposite crowd of where I should say it. Like when I think of just a really funny, messed up, dark joke to insert into like a conversation at church, and it's like this is not the time nor place. It's like when you equipped a bike in Pokemon. It's like this is not the time or place for this. You know what I'm talking about? It's funny because every once in a while I will make like a really dark joke at church, and my assistant pastor, his wife, just looks at me, shakes her head no, and she goes, "I pray for you." I'm like, you know, you say that more often than my mother. I don't know if that's like, I don't know if she says that to be sincere, or if that's like her passive aggressive, like, that was stupid, but funny. I don't know. Because it's usually after I say something funny and unhinged. Some of the conversations me and my buddies have are like just completely unhinged, hilarious, and it's like I cannot say that at my church. But I gotta take pictures of it tomorrow so you guys can see the decorations that I put up. I spent the last week, Monday through Friday, showing up at 10, working till usually about 4-ish on average, setting up decorations. She says that after a joke, then it should be alright. Yeah. Like, usually it's after a joke. Usually it's after a joke where she's smiling. But every once in a while, it's not. It's like we're putting up decorations and I'm on like a ladder and I'm balancing myself precariously on the ladder, which I do all the time. It's not like something that like bothers me. And she'll be like, "How have you not died?" And I go, you know, I ask myself that every day. Have you seen how many times I've almost crashed my car just because I start to fall asleep at the wheel? And she looks at me, she goes, "I pray for you." It's like, yeah. Or like not exactly that. Like sometimes it'll just be like, the amount of times I've almost driven off a cliff, more than once. She goes, I pray for you. It's typically funny. Every once in a while she says it, I'm like, I don't know, that seemed messed up, but at the same time, that's pretty funny. Like someone like we do G's Pizza, which you should know what that is. I think I've explained that enough time, but for whoever's not here, every Wednesday during school season, my church gives out free pizza to high schoolers with a little sermon. And, like, sometimes there will be, like, a grape or something on the floor and something else. And someone will pick it up and they go to throw it away. I'm like, you're going to throw that away? And they pick it and they're like, it's off the floor. And I go, don't you know there's other kids starving in Japan? What if I was one of those starving Japanese kids? You don't know my heritage. I could be from Japan. She just look at me and be like, I pray for you. Or sometimes I'll be like, you know, I was born both prematurely and too late, you know. I came out 2 to 3 weeks early, but also, you know, my mom was in labor with me for 14 hours. A little late, you know, it could have happened sooner, but the nurse didn't want to break her water. So, you know, I was both early and late. That's why I'm the way I am. She'll just look at me and be like, I pray for you. She always shakes her head no with a smile whenever she says it too. I'm looking back on it like every single time. Oh. Sometimes, like, while I'm at church, I'll cough and I'll be like, oh no, it's the lung cancer. It's getting to me. It's the secondhand smoke from my mom. I love guilt trip. I love doing like little guilt trippy things to like my mom and my aunt. Like my aunt, she moved like 12 to 14 hours away, so she only visits during holidays. Like growing up, I'd always be like, why did you leave me with the crazy woman? You were supposed to keep this family sane and you left us. You left me alone to her devices. How could you do this? She also married a ginger, and so like, and I'm also ginger, so every once in a while I'll be like, you left me and Tristan for a newer, older model? Just really screw with her. Or she'll be like, or like we'll be talking about something that happened to us and I'll look over at her and I'll be like, you know, you could have been a part of that. You could have gone camping with us when we were growing up if you didn't leave me. Just really mess with my aunt for no real reason. Just layer in the guilt tripping. What is he doing? Whoop. Whoop. I can't remember. Mastiff. It's Mastiff armor. I called it Doge armor because I couldn't remember. I totally didn't get a little bit frustrated there. Boop. So many guys, 3 mil per hour? What was my There we go. I wish my hand-eye coordination was better. Oh, there we go. That guy's saying that he gets on average 10 mil an hour doing zealots means he averages about 10 eyes. That's crazy. 10 eyes an hour? That's 1 every 6 minutes. On like a 1 out of like 300 chance. What's the fastest way to progress? What is my bestiary? For zealots. I have a 62k zealots slain. I quit before Dwarven Hinds dropped. Oof! Dwarven make bank. Oh. I think war farming is 3 to 4 mil, I think. Force time charm, yay! And legendary rabbit pet. That's good. It's very good that you got the legendary rabbit. Whoop. Oh. You are listening? Hey, thanks. I wasn't sure if you were listening, so I didn't know if I had to type back or if I could just say it back. Oh. Hey! You switched to wolf. That's a good pick. Wolf with belts. Fierce. I can't wait to stream it. Gotcha. Lol. LOL! League of Legends. Wait. Trying to think. What do I want to do? Right now, someone's asking me in chat, what would I do once I finish, like, certain things? It's like, dude, there's still so much gameplay left. There's a lot to this game. Like, to max it, you have to play for, like, probably at least 8K hours. I'm only, like, 3K. I'm, like, 2.5K in. So I still got, like, 8K hours left. Oh. Let me murder that. Murder. Murder. I don't know what to talk about, chat. Some guy. Can't you max out in a sport at 8K hours? Dude, not with my build. I am built like a tree. Like a baby tree. Pretty decent since you're in my guild. Also, you are not on a... Oh, you are on an Iron Man. Weird. It just doesn't say in chat. But when I hit tab, I can see the little swirly thing. Cool. Ah, I gotta kill these guys before I type out what I was gonna say. But yeah, when you're in a guild, it increases chance. Yeah, it does. Oh, there we go. Oh, man. Beekeeping is V-fun. How does it feel to be living in my dream? revival. If I can share your bees, then I'm available. Brother. Guys, something about beekeepers, you know, women love beekeepers. Not true. Actually, the only people in my beekeeper groups are men in their 30s and 40s. There's a couple of guys my age, and then old women. That's the dynamic of like my local beekeeper club. I could never do beekeeping. The guy, I'm dead. Bees are awesome because it's like having your own unionized workforce. Oh, I thought you said ununionized. Yeah. I can appreciate bees. But what do you do with all the honey you get? Give it to people. I like it. What does a T-girl mean? I don't know, dude. Tomato. Trans? Whack. I thought it was gonna be tomato. You're not a tomato. You aren't a big red orb. Makes me sad. I think that's how you spell tomato. Boop, boop. Bam. Oh. For a moment there, I thought I pushed cap locks, and so I looked down at my keyboard, and I was like, did I? I did not. Very good. Very good not pushing that button. Wait. That's cool. Me and that person are the same. I do eat tomatoes like apples. You are a brave soul for admitting that. I don't do that, but if I did, I would not admit that. I'm just saying, I would not admit that. Hey, thanks for the follow, Next Tekoth. We gotta do some music to bump it up. Bump it, bump. What the frick is the garden? It's where I keep my bees in a garden. I keep bees. Are you there, Queen Cole? More like redheaded stepfather. I think that's a good correlation. Senorita. I'm gonna call him Senorita because that's like saying yes, ma'am, and it's insulting. We're flaming this guy. Teakoth? Or Tekoth? Is it pronounced T or Te? Boop. Ooh, my boss is spawning. That's 2 bosses! On. She never did it to mine. Big sad. Some more like blonde low key. Brother. Ah, just like. Where is Galatia? Not out yet. Few days, bud. I think that's the update for the foraging. Shucks. No, it's fake. I heard people mention it last week. I thought they were memeing. Absolutely, I want to see the bees. A little sad to go to all you kind of funny. No, Ellie left! Getting my foraging sacks before the update, that's a good shot. Ellie Lou can always be a part of us. Part of the guild. Boop, 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 boop. T as in t-shirt? Okay. So Teakoth. You're leveling yourself a B. Poggers, poggers. You might want to switch to Junglewood. Well, if you got like a Tree Capitator or a Jungle Ice, you don't really need to. Oh, so you can get Ocelot? Yeah, Ocelot Pet's not bad for EXP. I love the bees. Still showing makes a dark collection in 2020. Oops. We're jamming, chat. We're jamming. You're here, but you have the muted on? Oof! My heart, my pitter-pattering heart, big sad. Not alone. You muted the tab instead of the stream accounts. True, this is true. Can't confirm, can't confirm. They yap so much? You talking about me? That is the goal of streaming, is to listen to someone yap usually. Nah, my guild. Quieter. Yeah, that looks right. Quieter. My brother's keeper. Brain damage. Ooh. Understood. Trying to regrow guild. Low-key died. Rest of your life. This is the first day of the rest of your life. I'm jamming. I'm having a good time now. I'm trying to think of things to talk about besides brain damage. I could talk about the bees if you guys want to know fun bee facts, but a lot of them are kind of sad. Oh. Shelter to weather the storm, and I'll be my brother's keeper. The show world will know that we're not alone. I got some good music going on in the background. Kind of quiet. You guys will have a hard time hearing it if I'm talking or if there's like explosions going on. But you know, I'm trying. You know, the redness, darkness, whiteness. Beep, 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 beep. Wait, that's a level 2 account. I need to go help that player. I need to help them. I yearn for the helpings. Find the new player. Are you the new player? No, you're level 17. Chum! Yeah, I'm level 17. Where's the new player? Oh, it's the new player. Where's the new player? I'm sniffing out the new player. I sense the disturbance in the force. Is it up here? Half a decade? That's 5 years. Fair. I'm trying to find the new player. Found him. I sniffed him out. I can smell it. The fresh blood in the waters. Disbonk. Fistonk. There we go. I sniffed out the fresh blood. We are requiring more people to join my union, my army, my nation. Welcome. I don't know what a blue moon is, but I know what a bad moon arising. I see trouble on the way. I know that was a really bad joke and music reference. I don't care. I don't care. I thought it was funny, and that's what matters. But everyone here cares for me. There's so many people. I got 3 people watching. It means the most to my little heart. I do actually enjoy having you guys here. It makes it a lot easier because my brain tells me that there's people there. When there's only like 1 person, my brain just says that it's either a bot or no one. But when I see the number 3, something in my Oonga Boonga monkey brain goes 3, I need to speak. I must talk. But if you guys want to know BFACs, freaking, I'll spew them out, okay? But I can't type them out because some of the BFACs are kind of gross. I heavily recommend hiding your viewer count from yourself in some way. I once had 80 people watching my stream, but that was goated. That was a goated stream. I had Minecraft since 2014. Melody's hair. I wish I had Melody's hair. I'm sorry, that was cringe. I actually do have Melody's hair too. It's for the vine, it was for the bed, it was for the meme. You just hear the background, FBI, open up. It's like, no, don't take me away. My pussy wouldn't be able to handle it. Big sack unlocked. Played Minecraft for 8 years of Skyblock for 4. I don't know how to get it in vanilla, but I know how to get, I'm gonna guess he's gonna say certain things in Skyblock. Oh. Here we go. Yay! We're winning, chat. We're winning. We're getting these dubs. Big dubs. Big dubs. I think I have to go. Wait! Cheese! Cheese! He joined the guild. Big dubs on the day. He's leaving us. If Fluffy's listening, did you check out the bees of the YouTube? It's on a playlist if you want to see a lot of beekeeping stuff. Because some of it's short, some of it's videos. Have you been ratted before? No. But someone tried doxing me. I did take a look at the bees. Let's go. That was something that happened. Luck the sloth! Luck! Luck. I have something to say, okay? I mean this with all sincerity. I don't like Barbie, so I had to leave. But I love you, and you're always welcome. I watched Minecraft movie because it's available on Max, but why did it suck so much? I will say that the Minecraft movie was meant for like 7 to 10-year-olds and no one else. But I did like the little Technoblade reference. Okay, that made me very happy and a little sad at the same time. But yeah. I don't know. I think if you turn off a big part of your brain, you can still enjoy it, but you gotta like turn off the part of your brain that says this doesn't make sense. Okay? Like there's a lot of plot holes and there's a lot of things that just don't make sense, and you know what? I've just accepted that it is a movie meant for 7 to 10-year-olds. That's it. It's one of the few redeeming qualities. That, and also I gotta give it to Jack Black. I really do think he had fun filming it. And I think the fact that he had so much fun filming it made it enjoyable to watch him on screen. But I don't think Jason Momoa was a great cast, because I just think that he was casted because he's a big name. Same with Jack Black, but at least Jack Black looked like he was having fun and was really enjoying being Steve. And so I gotta give him that. Because watching Jack Black enjoy him playing his role made me enjoy the film more. If that makes sense. But yeah. How have you been? Have you gotten everything sorted? Last I heard is you were going to college and hitting the gym and living with your grandmama, right? That's what you were up to? Still doing school, hitting the gym. I don't know if where you live, if the schooling system is on the same clock as the United States. So, did you do are you done with your like year, I guess? I don't know if it's like semester or whatever. Your term? No. I don't know. Are you done with schooling? Or are you still going through schooling? But dude, I'm back in the streaming. I'm enjoying streaming again. I got really burnt out. Also didn't help that people threatened to dox me and like murder me and stuff. That wasn't fun. That definitely put a big damper on streaming. Also, the fact that I was unemployed for a while, well, I'm still unemployed. I've been unemployed for 6 months. I haven't been able to land a job. Is definitely putting a damper on my mental state, because I am now starting to become financially stressed out. And also, what is the word I'm looking for? I need a certain amount of work in my life to feel like the reward, but I've got enough odd jobs and other things going on. It's not the same. I'm not done. I've been really depressed. Okay, well, I'm not very good at consoling people in hardship. Okay, not trying to be mean, just not very good at that. But counterpoint, you're always welcome to hang out with me in my Discord and stuff. I've been doing a lot of volunteer work for my church, and that's been keeping me happy. So, I actually have to go take pictures of it tomorrow, because I did a lot of decorating, and so our church went from a church into a Western themed gold mine and like railroads. It's pretty cool. But sorry to hear that you're depressed. If I remember, I'll pray for you. I'm not very, I was talking to my buddy about it. I'm not very good at praying. That's like one thing I need to work on more. Don't know why. Just something about it. I just don't really like praying. But it's something I need to work on. But like I said, you're always welcome to come hang out here. But I don't know. My brothers hit the gym. They say working at the gym helps keep them happy, but also one of them's getting married. So, you know, I think him getting married is what's keeping him happy. So, good for him though. Good for my brother. I mean, I'm not jealous of my brother getting married. It's very good for him. I'm sad that I'm lonely, but that's different. I'll figure it out. I'll crack the code to talking to women. One of these days. That or I'll die alone. And you know, either one is a valid spot in my life. Oh. Back in Brazil, sent about 400 job applications with an undergrad degree, 0 responses. Yep. I had an interview recently. Did not go very well. I've been applying at places and then I just hear nothing back. I go in the places to try and get hired, nothing back. I don't even I filed for unemployment and they said due to the way that I got fired, I do not qualify for unemployment. So I don't even get unemployment. I've been out of a job for 6 months with basically odd job income, which is not great, okay? Doing odd jobs does not make money. Streaming does not make money, okay? Which I'm not begging for money. I want that to go on record. You do not have to send me money. Do not send me money. You showing up and spending time with me is more than enough. You know, drop a like, or not a drop a like. Follow me on Twitch. Stop by the Discord. Stop by the YouTube and Twitter and stuff like that. Just interact with me. Makes me happier than you can understand, okay? Whenever I see little notifications and it's a little red 1, and it's like an actual conversation or like an actual response to me and it's positive, I love it. Okay, that serotonin hit makes me feel great, okay? It's like getting a compliment from an old lady, okay? It always feels good. But I can understand how that would be frustrating and depressing. Does Iris have odd jobs for you? I think that's one of the reasons why I kind of stopped watching it, is because he kept on dogging on you, and it's like he's trying to figure things out, okay? You got a guy who's trying to do his best, but your best is just not what his standards were. His standards were probably a little above what he should have expected from you. Because it always seemed like he wanted things done, like, overnight. And it's like, sometimes things take time, dude. Sometimes things, you know, are a little scuffed. You know, sometimes things being scuffed adds a certain level of charm. Like, look at my stream. All my assets are basically free besides my emotes. Part of the reason I'm depressed is I can't escape the safety net my family has for me. No job, no money. I have a place to stay with food and internet, but no freedom, really. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I can see how that would be. You have stability in terms of housing and food, but you don't have any independence. That's why you're depressed, is because you don't have any independence, because you can't land a job because no one wants to hire you. And that's just a bummer. Which is like the state that a lot of places are in right now. One of the reasons why I'm really hoping that Trump's tariffs work out is because I want more jobs in the US so I can get a job. Because even though a lot of places are saying they're hiring, just no one's actually hiring. Sometimes I do stuff for him, yeah. Yeah. Doesn't he have you on, like, salary where he pays you monthly no matter what? That's what I assumed was, like, your guys' deal. Was he paid you, like, $200 a month to be his IT guy? But I'm not necessarily sure. But I had to leave because, he invited me, Barbie invited me to his private Discord. And after spending, like, some time in there, I realized that they're chronically online jerks and not very nice. And then, like, I called out Barbie, and he temp banned me from his chat for, like, 2 weeks. And I was like, I'm sorry. I'm not saying that, like, I'm better than Barbie. I understand that's your girlfriend. But, like, dude, I said that she was emotionally manipulating you. And, you know, some of the things that she said about him in private, of things that I should not know about him that I will not say. But I was like, nah, I don't need to be here. This is stressing me out and making me depressed, and I don't need that in my life. It was better doing stuff. It was when he was doing better and I was there 24/7, but not anymore. Oof. When you just say doing better, do you mean like in streaming? Because I do remember a time when he was like averaging like 800 and now he's averaging like 400, 300, which is still sizable, okay? I think streaming, if you have a dedicated fan base where most people are subbed, you can pass with like 120 for like minimum wage, like 600 reviews and stuff. Yeah, he's been on like a low lately. I personally blame Barbie. But, you know, if that's who he wants to spend time with, he has all the right to do so. But I talked to a couple of my buddies because I was like, we were going to do a raid in Rust. I was talking to my buddies. It's like, I don't think I want to go back. And then they go, don't go back. I was like, I'm not going to go back. And then I said that I thought she was emotionally manipulating him. And he banned me from his chat for 2 weeks. I said, you know what? Screw it. I quit my subs, my automatic subs, because I had been subbed to him for like 5.5, almost 6 years, I think. Been watching him for 8. He's changed, not for the better, in my opinion. I don't know. You might have a different opinion, but I like him, but just not how he is right now. So right now I've been looking for a job too. Like there's a place that says they're hiring, and I've put in applications twice. I've gone in once, and the job opening's still open, and they're just not hiring me. And one of my friends works there, and he says that they could hire me part-time. They need someone to do part-time work, and I just need an influx of money. You know, I could do part-time work for them and then odd jobs, but you know, I'm not getting enough odd jobs, so I need at least some part-time work. Just can't. No one wants to hire me. It's because of my red hair, man. People just don't like us gingers. Big sad. But I hope everything works out for you in the end, and him. I hope that either she becomes nice or he leaves her. I've had an application sell my info to spam lists? Oof. That's not fun. I know one guy at my church who was contemplating training me to be IT for him, but I'm just not interested in IT. I really ain't. Okay, whenever I have a slight issue with my computer, I just call up him. Okay? For a while there, it made it sound like he wanted me to work for him, and I'm like, I just don't. One of the guys that I used to work with at my old job, he has been graduated. Or I heard we're talking about IT. Yeah. But I run my own email server, and I can pinpoint which and report it. Okay. No, one of the guys that I used to work with was a college graduate who, he said in his prime, he knew 12 different programming languages. And he said that he keeps on putting applications to tons of different places every month. And he hasn't been able to land a single job. And he worked there for, he's been working there for 8 years. And he's been graduated for like 6. And he just can't find a job anywhere. I think part of it is that he also doesn't want a job that's super far from home. But like, he still just can't land a job in IT that he wants. Knowing languages is less than notable projects. Fair. You need experience to get a job, and you need a job to get experience. Exactly. That's the reason why, like, that's the reason why I suggest for a lot of high schoolers to get under the table jobs for old people. Okay? I do odd jobs for one old guy. I now have experience in carpentry, tree falling, woodworking, road maintenance, technically. Tons of different types of maintenance. And that was just odd jobs. You regret computer science? Same with my coworker. He said that his parents peer pressured him into computer science, but he really wanted to be a history major. Although you have one perk, which is you know 2 languages. You could try and get a job in the United States teaching people how to speak Portuguese, right? Computer science is goated. It's goated if you can land a job in it. Unfortunately, with the way that AI is working out, is like AI can do a lot of rough work, and then you just need a smaller team to do the fine-tuning. What you need is to like land a job at like Riot, working on like NA servers or something. Cybersecurity is goated, but the problem is that he would need to get cybersecurity for his country. Cole, can we party so I can get warp? Sure. I really want to do genetic engineering, but my national exam only allowed me to go in the tech or math. Weird. I did not know that was a thing. Well, if I ever need something coded weirdly, I know that to hit you up. Because my grades were only good for that side. Okay. Well, if I ever, you know, have something like that come up, or if I ever hear someone that needs something, I'll refer them to you so that you can at least get some odd job work. You know, if my church ever goes, hey, do you know someone that can help in this field? It's like, actually, I do. I do know a programmer. I don't think my church has anything programming related because our church computer is like 10 or 12 years old and does not do much. It runs as a server to host audio and to host live streaming twice a week. Oof. You went for computer science because that's related to math, I assume. And you can't get a job for your government. The one good perk about the United States is if you're really, really down bad on your luck, you can just join as infantry. Just hope you don't get drafted for, you know, I guess right now it'd be Israel, but I don't, Trump said he's not going to do boots on the ground. Hopefully he holds to that. Computer science only looks at math score. Interesting. That kind of makes some sense. But have you tried, like, applying for cybersecurity for your government? Because, you know, as much as it sucks to work for, you know, militaries, they usually pay pretty well. Like, you know, boot camp, I don't know what it's like over there, but, you know, one of my scrawny friends that has, like, he's shorter than me, but has a similar build to me, was able to join the U.S. Marines because apparently he was smart enough and also, you know, bulked up a little bit in boot camp. So, you know, as much as I don't want to hear, you know, you have to, you know, create a computer virus to wipe out the United States, I do want you to have a job, bud. No, we aren't ever gonna go to war with you guys. I don't see a reason why we would. You guys are cool. Cool beans. But yeah, that kind of sucks. I put in I've tried to put in a lot of applications, and like the problem is like things are like, you need experience with an Excel spreadsheet. Okay, I can figure out an Excel spreadsheet, okay? This is not that hard of a thing, okay? Spreadsheets are not hard to learn how to use. I've never used one, but I've probably done some form of spreadsheeting, so I'm pretty sure I can figure it out. Lost a friend because I called her boy toy a bad person, which is insanely pushy with recruiting for the military, which he isn't even in, lol. Your mom really wanted you to go into the military? That is a handily by military. It's mostly people that are already there. I've grown military since my mom was a police officer and I studied Air Force school, but I hate that. So you don't want to join it, but you know, in the United States we call the Air Force the chair force, and you know, it might be worth it. You might end up enjoying it. Just go for whatever like the minimum amount of time is. For the United States, it's like 4 years, I think is the minimum, and then you can reapply for 2 years at a time, typically. But calling someone a boy toy is kind of gross. I'll be honest. If that's the only reason why you're in a relationship, that is not the reason you should be in a relationship. In my personal view, the only reason to start dating is because you want to find out if you want to get married and have kids. So that's why I have a very strict dating pool and requirements. Because we have to agree on a lot of fundamental things, because the only reason to start dating is to, you know, have kids. Because that's what I want. At some point, I'd like to be a dad. You know, a dad, have a couple of kids, have a wife that loves me, you know. Then die. Once my kids are, you know, graduated high school, I'd be content with dying. If they're all sons, content with dying. If I have a daughter, maybe a couple of daughters, I'd like to see them get married first before I croak. Okay? So I can, you know, harass their future husband. But, you know, I think they should definitely not apply that to others, though. I think it's reasonable to hold yourself to that standard. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Just hookup culture just seems to be bad and doing irreparable damage to the United States. So that's why I'm against it. I just know a handful of people that ruined their own lives because of hookup culture, so. They didn't even have kids. They just did not pan out very well for them. But that's just a personal take. You know, you can disagree, and you have that right. But, that's rough. My buddy had zero experience in cybersecurity and joined the military and is now going through schooling to be in cybersecurity. So the US government is putting him through schooling for the job. But unfortunately, I don't think you're a US citizen. Hookup culture is not that bad. Some people just can't do it. To each their own. I don't want kids. I really can't have any anyways. So for me, dating is more fun. Aight. I don't know. I think the problem with hookup culture is that it makes a lot of single mothers. And I don't think there not being a father in the home is a good thing for the child. Because I know a lot of people. I have a lot of friends from middle school, elementary school, and high school. And the one thing that I see them all wanting to have when they only had a mom was a lot of them wanted to have a father. Very few of them got fathers later on in their lives. But a lot of them just really badly wanted to have a father figure growing up. And that's like, I like 5 or 6 guys that I grew up with for, you know, 18. Well, I guess, you know, we met when I was like 5, so probably 10 years, 12 years. As long as there's family to support it, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Luckily, a lot of those guys did have very supportive families, but a lot of them just really wanted to have a dad growing up. And that just makes me sad. Is there anything anyone wants to talk about besides hookup culture? I've only ever dated people twice, and first one was sophomore year of high school, and that one lasted about a month. And then the other one was 2 years ago, and that one maybe 3 years ago, and that one also only lasted like a month. That desire slowly fades once you understand the idealistic normalcy is not a requirement in life. Fair. There's nothing normal about life, really. Just personally for me, I want, like, the nuclear family sort of deal. That's what I want. But, you know, not everybody wants that. Like, I know a lady that is a family friend of ours, and she slept around with random guys because she wanted to have kids, but she didn't want to have a husband or a man in her life, and she was like, I'm gonna girl boss it on my own. And just seeing how she's living her life, I'm like, I feel like there's more to life than what you're doing, bud. But You know, that's anecdotal, I guess. But that was also my previous boss, my actual employer at my last job that I got fired from. She was a girl boss. She's like, I'm gonna do it on my own. And then, like, her talking about the way that her children acted and behaved, it's like, well, you know, you either gotta be a really stern mom, or you gotta get the dad more in the scene so that he can be stern. Because right now, it does not sound like your single mom power boss is working. I'm speaking from my experience, by the way, because I did grow up without a dad. Yeah, I'm not saying that it's, like, the worst. Like, I have lots of... Out of all my friends, most of them that did not have a dad turned out great. I'm just saying, like, one or two of them... Actually, now that I think about it, I think it's only one. Only one of 5 people who grew up without a dad. I would say that had direct bad correlations, but then I also know, like, 2 women that have kids and no dad, and one of them, I just don't like her that much. And then the other one was my boss, and I just, some of the stories she's had about her kids just sounded like she could not control her kids. So. Which was actually, you know, I gotta give her props, because, like, she tried, like, she was giving me a hard time, and I took it a little too personally. I fired back about how she takes care of her kids, and she didn't fire me. Which, you know, gotta give them props to holding on to me for that. I'm gonna be honest, if someone insulted my parenting, I'd probably fire him. So I gotta give my old boss props to that. You know, she had a lot of patience with me. I'm not saying that I was treated great there, but she had a lot of patience with me. So, you know, gotta give her props to that, okay? I can't just say negative things about her, because she was nice and cut me a lot of slack. But she also cut too many people too much slack. There's probably like 6 of us that should have been fired long before I got fired, including me. But that's besides the point. So right now I'm just trying to find a job. I was told to apply to one location. I looked up the website where I could put in an application for them later that evening, and they weren't hiring. There's lots of places around where I live where they have hiring signs outside, but then you go to their website and they're not hiring. It's like the corporations say that you have to always have like a always hiring sign. I am 23. I will turn 24 in a little under 4 months. And I have less than $2 grand in my bank account. I'm pretty broke. And I have car problems, so I need to fix my car now. So I'm really, really praying and hoping that the place that I applied at and am gonna go into like once every week to try and get a job at hires me within the next month. Because if I don't get a job within the next month, I will actually be financially broke. Like, unironically, $0 in bank account, broke. And that is not good. I got like a month. I got a month to get a job before I am significantly screwed. And so, after this next week, when I'm done volunteering for my church, I'm just gonna start like applying everywhere and hitting up one guy I know and just saying, dude, I really need work. I need you to, you know, keep me working for you, because I need money. I'm in a very poor financial spot. I got one guy that owes me $200. I got one guy that owes me $100. So I got $300 coming my way soon, and then I'll try and get some work through the other guy and try and, you know, slow the steps towards debt that I'm going. Because I'm actually starting to get a little stressed out. But all next week, I get to spend a couple hours with a whole bunch of children that want to know Jesus, and it's going to be great. I'm going to have a great time. And that's what I need to focus on right now. I printed out 58, 59 little trains. and the kids are gonna love them. Last year I did boats for them, and the kids absolutely loved the boats because last year was Jungle Cruise theme. This year is Wonder Junction, which is like, I don't really understand it. I don't fully grasp it, but it's train themed and like Wild West and like panning for gold and stuff, and the kids are gonna love it. They're gonna love the little trains. I just gotta do some repairs on a couple of them because some of them got a little messed up, but I don't think the kids are gonna care or notice. But if the kids care or notice, I'll fix it for them. Because the little steps to get into the cab of the train, on some of them broke off. And so I just have to super glue them back on. And it would be really easy. It's just that I gotta hold them each for a minute, and there's like 40, which means that it would take me like well over an hour to do. Or, you know, some of the kids can just, you know, tank it. I don't think the kids are gonna be that picky. And I even knew it was going to be a problem, and I forgot to edit the train design to fix that issue. And that makes me so bothered. Oh, I 3D printed them? Yeah, I have a 3D printer. I printed them out. Yeah, my church reimbursed me for that this year. For that and some work I did around the church and for last year's. So I got that, which is how I found out that I'm really broke, is because I put that in. I was like, oh, I'm like $600 more broke than I thought I was. Oof. It's not good. Not good. But it is what it is. I'll hopefully find a job at some point. But I'm going to have to be a lot less picky, because I was pretty picky because I didn't want to get a job that I hated. Because when I dislike a job, I stress vomit. And I was tired of stress vomiting. So, like, I'm kind of nervous that I'm going to start stress vomiting again. But hopefully that won't happen. So. So that's where I'm at. Do you have a safety net in case you need it? Sort of. Like, I live at home with two of my brothers. The thing is I really do not want my brothers to have to take on my financial burden for not being able to pay my third of rent. And my brother's going on a vacation for like 20 to 20-ish days. And he said since he's going to be out of the house for most of the month, he's not going to pay rent for that month. Which means my rent, instead of being split 3 ways, is going to be split in 2 ways. Which means my rent is going to go up by like 18% more expensive. So my stress waste goes out the other side. Thank God for it not being vomited. Yeah, I stress vomit. I stress vomited and could not have a proper appetite for the last 4 months of me working at that grocery store. Dude, it wasn't because of like the working conditions. It was due to my toxic coworkers and being constantly stuck with them. So, it really messed up my appetite. Like, I went from being able to eat one of their salads and be absolutely fine to being able to eating one of their salads and not being able to finish it without feeling nauseous afterwards. It was bad. It was pretty bad. So, yeah, I got fired on the 9th of this year. The 9th of January, and my last day that I worked for the company was New Year's Eve. I had enough of the harassment, and I kind of snapped on a coworker, and so they fired me. But you know what? That guy sucked. So I don't pray for his downfall, but I do not pray for blessings in his future. The skin of my finger starts falling off the more stressed I am. Do you, like, rub your hands together or something, bud? What is that emote? That's Irisk's. Irisk Peak. I haven't seen that one. I haven't talked to Irisk in 3 months. Or 2 months. I haven't stopped by his streams in 2 months. I think it was, like, yeah, 2 months. About 2 months ago. Stopped by. They said you were fired after your... Wait. You said they... You said they were fired after you, right? No, the other guy didn't get fired. He still works there. He should be fired. Everyone said that it was the other guy's fault because he was pestering and pushing me and just being an asshole. But because I freaked out, even though I freaked out because of his repeated verbal harassment that had been documented in front, technically it wasn't documented to HR. It was commented on by one of my managers, and my manager, because she's friends with him, I have two female managers, not the parenting one, the other one. Because she was friends with him before she became manager, she would not report him for being a tool. Because he became all buddy-buddy with a whole bunch of different managers before they became managers. And so it didn't matter how poorly he treated other people because they wouldn't rat him out. Because they were friends. The place operates so much like a high school with the drama. And has so much corruption sometimes with how, like, coworkers interact. Because as long as you, like, friggin' suck each other off, you'll stay hired no matter what. And I'm not one of those people. I'm just not doing that. It's a skin condition. I've been trying to get a dermatologist the proper treatment. It's been crap. All they prescribed creams, they never work. I'm collecting corticosteroids at this point. I don't know what that word is. I would have to Google it. Can you give me a quick, brief summary of what that last word you said is? Why don't you do freelance on Fiverr? Have you tried doing that? Stuff that reduces inflammation. Okay. I've tried, no luck on that. Bummer. Is there any other websites like Fiverr that's popular? I don't think so. Upwork? I've never heard of that. But I presume since you know of it, you've tried it. Yeah. So you don't want to do the military. Fiverr and Fiverr adjacent websites are not panning out. You can't find any jobs locally. You do live in a city, right? I believe you said that you lived in a city. None of the cities are hiring. I don't know, man. I'm out of ideas. At this point, like, you just have to find random odd jobs of physical labor to do. Because there's tons of old people around my area. I don't know about you, but there's tons of old people around my area that just need some, like, an extra hand to do things. There's a lot of old people I know, their knees don't grow cartilage back anymore, so their knees are just bone on bone. So they can only work for a few hours a day. Because their knees don't properly regenerate cartilage. So they can only work for a few hours before it starts to hurt, and so they hit me up. So I can do a lot of the heavy lifting for them. While they supervise and do, like, certain things that need two people. Waiting to see if I can transfer to a federal university in another state. Come to the USA! If you need an inside guy, me or Iris are probably going to be decent referrals for... Do you know anyone inside the USA that can claim that you're not a terrorist? I don't know how the U.S. What is the word I'm looking for? I don't know how the U.S. immigration works. I just know that it's gotten very strict and it's very slow. Oh, hey, my knees do that. I'm only 21. Bummer. Most of the people I know that have bad knees are in their 60s. But yeah, I don't know how to help you out there, bud. The best I can do is if you somehow need like some sort of referral to get into the U.S. What is that? Huh? I'm not trading. That looks like something that's just gonna crash my computer. I'm not doing that, bud. He's gonna trade, watch. Knew it. Probably Stream Sniper trying to get me. It won't promise? Oh, that's Fluffy. Fluffy? No. I don't take items because I'm worried that I'm gonna get, like, temp banned and wiped from, you know, getting a duplicated item. I somehow have a safe net to live in the US too, but I simply can't afford to do so or get a visa. It is impossible either way. My citizenships, I've tried. That blows. You know what? Plan D. Drugs. Find a job working for MS-13. I'm joking, by the way. Or if you live in Mexico, Plan C, the cartel. Plan F if you're in America, fentanyl. Good old America, we're the melting pot of the world. True. You can live anywhere in Europe, though? I wouldn't suggest the UK, like United Kingdoms. They seem to be in shambles. Ireland seems pretty cool. Do we have any Europeans in chat? Let's say Europe's cool. So I was about to suggest go to Japan, but then I realized I don't think you speak Japanese. You're bilingual, not trilingual. Because Japan's having a big issue with low birth rates, so they're trying to import more people. As a trans woman, I can concur on not touching with the UK with a 10-mile pole. I don't know how that is necessary to you being a trans woman to not going to Europe. Well, the UK, United Kingdom specifically. I don't know where there's a correlation there, but you do you. The UK is one of the leading forces in transphobia. I personally think it's the radicals in the trans movement. J.K. Rowling, for example, I personally do not believe that as a radical. Because, like, I think the problem is calling someone a radical has been... It's like how, like, if you call someone a racist too much, it kind of, like, loses its effect. Or call someone, like, a Nazi, racist, homophobic, radical, terrorist. Like, the more we use these, like, words that are specifically meant, pedophile, rapist, the more we use these phrases on things that it does not actually apply to, the less meaning they have. Japan is great, but its homogeneous stuff with society that deviates is usually met with heavy racism and xenophobia. Yeah, Japan's pretty xenophobic. They're not racist. From what I understand is that if you're born there, there's not like racism. It's just they don't like external influence. J.K. Rowling spent $1.5 billion on transphobia. Can you cite your source? Because I've never heard of this. If that's true, that's a very interesting fact. That's just very interesting. So I'd like to see your source. Because I don't like Harry Potter. I was never that big of a fan of Harry Potter. But to say someone spent $1.5 billion on hating on a community, it's kind of crazy. Like, do you know how many wells in Africa are starving kids in Japan that could have fed? That last one was a reference to a Weird Al song, okay? I just wanted to go on record. I feel like every group has radicals in it that pushes people away from everything. Like, I've met people that are... It's been good, Cole. I'm getting off for the night. Okay. I've met, like, radical Christians. Like, I've met people that are super, like, conservative Christians and, like, very strict on their rules and stuff, where I'm like, yeah, I don't want to go to your church because of the way that you presented yourself. I've also, you know, seen gay furry porn when I was, like, 13, because a gay furry kept on sending me gay furry porn, and I was, like, so... I had to keep on talking to him because I was, like, locked into a social contract with my friend group. It's weird. Bro, I did not want my null. Well, that's your null. Put it on display. Put it in a, what's it called? Put it in a item frame on your island or in a showcase on your island. So I think that there's a lot of good people in every community, but the radicals are the loudest and pushes everyone away from every community of theirs. And we have become, in recent times, very divisive, where I feel like a lot of things we can agree upon. Also, I did not want my handout. I respect that. Yeah, I don't take handouts. I don't take any contraband. If I did take it, I would have gone instantly to my island and put it in a chest. Because I have a chest that I put all my contraband stuff in. And most of the stuff is just vanilla cookies and flowers. I think some of it is enchanted iron because I crafted something for someone and then it turned out that it didn't actually work. So, like, I have, like, some extra stuff. Yeah, especially with the voidling radicals. Those ones are the worst. Like, other voidlings, though. What is a voidling? Are you talking about in Skyblock? Or is there actually, like, a group of people that call themselves voidlings? Because I've been called, like, a radical, a racist, homophobic. And that's not true. Okay, maybe the homophobic one, but I think that's still even a stretch. But, like, I have friends that are... I have one that's... It's now China, but I'm trying to remember what part of China it was. I was talking with him today. I can't remember. It's technically now part of China. When his grandparents immigrated here from the U.S., it wasn't part of China. I have a Japanese friend. I have a Mexican friend. I don't have any black friends. I don't think I have any friends that are black. I do have acquaintances that are black that I would say I'm on decent or good terms with, but I don't think I have any black friends. But I don't... Oh, you left the guild? Alright. That's fair. I just don't think I'm a racist. Yes, joke did not work. Sad. It's alright, you tried. But it happens. Why have you been called homophobic? I'm pro-straight. It's just that simple. Like, it's not like I'm like, ew, gay people, or I'm like, you're gay, so I'm gonna hate you. It's just, I find it a little odd. But, you know, that's what you want to do, go for it. I also don't think that we should be transing the kids. I think that we should wait till you're 18 to become trans, so that you can, you know, if we don't let kids get tattoos at the age of 12, why are we transitioning kids at the age of 12? When a tattoo is way more reversible than transgender surgeries and hormone treatments. Which I think is, like, you know, a valid statement. Wait till you're 18. You want to become trans after 18? Go for it. But just don't think it should be happening to children. And so I've been called homophobic for that. Where I'm like, I feel like that's a pretty moderate take, okay? If you're in the United States, you have to be 18 years old to get a tattoo. You have to be 21 to drink. But if you want to go through crazy surgeries and on heavy hormone treatments, there are a lot of states where you can do that without your parents' consent. And we also don't really have, like, any good anecdotal evidence for, like, the long-term side effects. And then there's also, the professors in the United States that, like, coined the transgender term are also, like, just terrible people. Like, if you look into, I think it's Alfred Mackenzie, I'd have to look it up, and John Money, those are, like, just some absolute despicable people. And they have done, like, horrible abominations. But you can operate a motor vehicle at 16. Okay. You need a permit. And you cannot legally own... you might be able to legally own your own car. But there's a lot of steps through driving a vehicle at 16. And that also depends on some states. Because some states don't allow you to get a permit until you're 17. Some states will allow you to get it at 16. I knew some people who had their licenses at the age of 16. My brother, he got his license at the age of 16. My older brother. But I had to check something real quick. Okay, we're good. I think. Wait. We might be good. Trying to think. Is there anything else that we have, like, strict... Oh, you can't own a firearm until you're 21. In the United States, you are not legally allowed to own a firearm until you're 21, unless one of your grandparents, like, pass away and gives it to you. In their will. Then you can. But those are also usually... They have to be held by an adult over the age of 21 until you turn 21. But the gun is in your name and you do own it. You're just not allowed to have possession of it without 21 years old supervision. And when you get your permit, you are not allowed to drive without anyone over the age of 25. Or at least in my state. So, it is what it is. But, honestly... I don't know what we're talking about. I actually need to fix my car. I don't know if you were here earlier when I was talking about it, but I have, like, a really bad oil leak. And I'm really hoping that it's the valve cover, because that would be a really easy fix, and it'd be like 150 bucks tops, and I can do it myself with my dad. That is actually something that I could realistically replace without breaking my car more. So, me and my dad are going to check out my car to make sure that is where it's leaking from, which is where I had a small leak in the past that I never got fixed, so I just assume that it has become a major leak now. Because that would make the most amount of sense. If I had a small leak that I never got fixed, it would become a big leak. So, that's what I gotta do tomorrow. trying to think. Do I have anything else I want to talk about? Kind of running out of ideas. Talk about my Skyblock goals? Well, right now I'm working on getting Sven 9. I am 243 away. I'm 243 away from maxing it. My aunt had a car that was deemed rare. She sold it before attempting to move to the EU for 10k Brazilian when it was worth 90k, but she didn't know. Brother, that's buns. My grandpa used to be a millionaire, and then he got divorced and did drugs for a while. Then he got remarried and got divorced again. Now he's broke. And on his third marriage. And off drugs. He got off drugs shortly after the first divorce. But I could have been a trust fund baby, guys. That's all I'm saying. 1 out of 800 made? That's crazy. That's actually a ridiculously low number. I could have been a trust fund baby if my grandparents just made better financial decisions on both sides. More one side than the other, because my grandpa used to own a dairy. Now he just owns the property that my parents own a small beef ranch on. And beef ranching does not make as much as you guys would think until you get like really large scale. But small families usually only make around like, I think net profit 25 grand a year. Or at least that's how much my family does off of our small one. Maybe 25 grand. I think it's actually lower. My parents don't really tell me these numbers. But we have 40 calves, and each one fetches for about $1,000. But then they also have to pay like over $1,000 in rent a month. And then they also got to pay for feed. So, for the winter months. Funny thing is, she found out her old car totaled on the car shop she sold to. So your grandma sold a car for 10 grand that was worth 90 grand to a car shop, and then the car shop had to get totaled on its lot? Am I understanding this right? So they're just down money no matter what? Whole side bashed in. You can get that restored, but it's kind of hard. Boop. Wait, I just realized. Very Salty never followed. Neither did the other person. The fluffy person. Neither one of you guys followed. I'm getting scammed. 6 viewers, 1 follower, which that person might have unfollowed because that person also left the guild. They may have not liked my take. I'm being called out. Yeah, man. I need those followers. How else am I supposed to get my daily dose of serotonin hit? That little notification. She couldn't log into her Twitch account. That's fair. Thank you, Very Salty Whale, for the follow. Much love, greatly appreciated. I stream Monday through Friday at 10 p.m. PST. Extremes Direct Discord, social down description below. But we're doing a bonus stream today. And next week, I think I gotta be going to bed early because I gotta be waking up early. So we'll be doing streams at an earlier time. Get it from cat videos? What? Get my daily serotonin from cat videos? That's what I use iFunny for. Also, I think is iFunny popular in Brazil? Do you Brazilians use a lot of iFunny? Do you know what iFunny is? Because in the United States, iFunny is deemed as a right-winged meme app that is owned by the Russian state that is popular in Brazil to our knowledge. That is what we think of it. It's basically just where people like filter out memes from Instagram and Twitter and just re-upload them to there. Alright, I have to go to bed. Thanks for the insightful combos. Dude, you should have been here the other day. They were way more insightful. Also, next week, I'll talk about bees. I have exactly 0 friends in the Brazil, and the only people I talk to is close family. Luck? You need to spend more time with me. Fluffy Dragon dragged me here. Oh, not Dragon. Fluffy dragged me here. Okay. Send Fluffy the link to my Discord so that I can share more bee stuff with them. If they want to see more bee stuff. I love sharing bee stuff with people because it turns out I'm autistic or something like that. I'm actually not autistic. I got diagnosed. I'm not autistic. I'm just weird. They're like, you're not autistic. I'm like, oh, okay. I'll take it. But I gotta check in with that other person that left the guild to make sure they're not, like, upset or something with me. Why do I care, even though it's just a person I just met? I don't know. I like to make sure that I'm being nice to people and giving everyone a fair option to state their views and opinions and have a friendly debate. For the link, good night. Good night, Salty. You have a wonderful afternoon and a nice Christmas. I don't know how much longer this stream's gonna go on. It's about 5 hours. It's been about 5 hours. Or, no, it's been about 2 hours. It's been about... Where'd I get 5 from? It's been about 2 hours, and I need to go to bed in about an hour, so... I could wrap it up, I think. Well, I'm not gonna wrap it up yet. We'll give it a little bit longer. I think I'm gonna... at least do one more rev. And then see if there's any conversations. I could talk about the bees, but... I gotta check on them again tomorrow, so I can have more talking points tomorrow. But, having said that, I might not drive my car tomorrow, because I'm gonna try and drive it as little as I can until I get it fixed. Since, you know, having my car explode would not be good. That would actually be very, very bad. Bro, one of your stream tags is single? Is it? Is it actually? Did I do that? Single then Christian. Bro, you can't sell if you don't advertise, am I right? Oh, wait. Whoop. That's... You know what they say, you can't sell if you don't advertise. I'm playing the field, I'm playing the field. Okay, we gotta sell the hound. Ooh, they're selling for like 700k now. I'll put it for 69. Okay. Well, okay. And then these sell for 50. I know, because I've been getting a lot of them lately. And their prices don't fluctuate that hard. The funny thing is like, using Twitch as a dating website is new. I've tried Twitch, Twitter, I just don't use dating apps. I feel like if you're going for dating apps, you're just gonna get hookup culture. So I avoid dating apps like the plague. Because I don't want to get sucked into hookup culture. Okay, we're gonna go like this. Okay. So I've been doing this thing. It's mostly for me. You guys can leave at this point. But I am going to read from my devotional. I have a daily devotional that only takes like 2-3 minutes to read. So we're going to read it out loud together. And then I'm going to do my stream outro. And then we're going to call it a day. Also, Luck, I don't know if you're in my Discord. But the link's down in the description below. Or you can do !Discord. Okay. Road to Resurrection. They came to a place called Golgotha. Matthew 27:33. The road to resurrection runs through Golgotha. The road Christ walked that day was a good for us. It wasn't good for Christ, who suffered physically, emotionally, and spiritual agony, as you can only imagine. It wasn't the only road he wanted to follow. We're told that he fell with his face on the ground and prayed, "My Father, if it is possible, may this cup be taken from me." Matthew 26:39. He would have preferred to fulfill his mission without taking the road to Golgotha. Probably so would you. But it doesn't work that way. The trials and suffering were the only way to gain salvation for mankind. And the challenges you face along your road to a deeper life in Christ are just as necessary to break your sinful will and drive you into greater intimacy with God. Christ shows us the way. He submitted and prayed, "Not as I will, but as you will." Matthew 26:39. Don't refuse to submit. Don't reject the way of your cross. You'll miss out on a deeper, beautiful relationship with Christ. And then this is a little prayer segment. Father, help me to yield your will, even when it is difficult. You know what is best for me, so I'll let you choose my path and plan for my future. Now I'm going to do the rest of my outro. So thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you, Next Talk, if you're still here for the follow. Thank you, Very Salty Whale, for the follow. Much really appreciate it. I stream Monday through Friday at 10 p.m. PST. Or socials and description below. I hope you guys enjoy your stay, and I hope to see you guys again on Monday. And if I don't see you guys again, I hope you have a good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Goodbye.